Hello and welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you outside to my backyard with the herb garden behind me on this ungodly hot day. So far we're at 92, but it feels like 109. We have some overcast sky, but it's not helping matters at all. The rain we were supposed to get last night was a lie. It never showed up. Everybody, please stay safe and sound in this heat wave because this has been brutal. Everything, the trees are dropping leaves like crazy. The wild plants are dying back. We need a break before much longer. Well, that's not what we're here for at the moment. It's time to have a talk. So let's have a talk. I'm telling you, the things going on around this world is getting more disgusting and horrid. And people are starting to fight back. Then there's other people who are starting to fight back for the wrong reasons, and they've lost their minds. They're not even thinking straight. But that's part of the plan. They're worried about fighting for something else when everything else is coming full throttle head on towards us, and they have no clue what's coming. No clue whatsoever, because they choose to be clueless. Now, my goal is not to pump fear, not to pump paranoia, or get anybody panicked or I can't think of the other words because I don't have time for those things. My choice is to keep people informed because, you know, the buddies, mainstream media is not going to let you know the truth. The truth's out there, folks, as long as you look for it. And of course, I've got my notebook because you have to keep notes on this stuff to keep all this crap straight. It's absolutely ridiculous. And that Agenda 30 freight train is coming, and it's starting to become a bullet train because this crap's falling into place faster and faster than it should be, and they are enjoying the daylights out of it. But some of these elites are a little shocked because it's coming too fast. So, unfortunately, I don't enjoy making these videos, but I am drawn to keep people informed of what's going on in front of their faces, behind their backs, under their noses, and it's happening everywhere. And of course, Australia. I pray for y'all. Y'all are the guinea pigs of the world, and y'all gonna have to wake up before long and realize enough is enough. Same way with Europe. European people, y'all gonna have to stand up before much longer and take back what's yours because, yeah, this is getting ridiculous, to say the least. Okay, UK farmers, y'all are having it hard over there. I'm telling you, just as hard as we are over here. But it's all planned, and y'all are in a smaller space, so you're going to have to be really more careful. They warn of price rises in the dairy products, especially in the milk industry, because they cannot get workers. People won't work anymore. And they're critically understaffed, and they're telling people that unless something happens, that the milk and dairy products are at a critical low level right now because they can't get it to market because people won't work. And until they can get more workers, the milk and any dairy products in the UK is going to be critical level. So in other words, good luck getting a hold of any of it. Now here's a latest one on, you know, these mystery fires that's, you know, burning down, killing animals and storage buildings and everything. Yeah. In Quebec, A fire of unknown origin burnt down a hog farm, and there was almost 1,200 hogs lost. That is horrid. That is a horrible amount of food that has been lost. Now, around the same area, there was two other fires, but they're not talking about what those fires burned down. There's no reports or nothing yet. So I find that very, very suspicious. And you Canadians, y'all better start getting ready to stand up and fight back before much longer. And the Dutch supermarkets, sorry y'all, I'm southern, gotta have a sweat rag, because yeah, you're gonna melt when you're outside. Dutch supermarkets are out of food, and they're expecting riots and everything to start happening before much longer because they're out of food. There's nothing to put on the shelves, and that's a horrible thought, y'all. And this is why you prep. This is why you stock those pantries. You put back excuse me, you put back food that you can survive off of, that you can cook easily, because I'm telling you, there's a lot of evil things at work here. The UK, now we're going to be bouncing back to different countries during this Let's Have a Talk. UK announced that they will shut off all natural gas being sent to the EU as soon as, since the supply is running short, and they will shut off the gas, the natural gas coming from the UK going to the EU. Now, with that being said, right after they announced that, the whole board, how did they put it, the cabinet, they're called cabinets over there, they resigned. They resigned their positions after they announced that. So these planes are starting to come in way too low. When they're just barely above the trees, yeah, that's too low. So, now another thing about the EU, they've been burning natural gas like crazy to run the electric-fired energy stations, power plants and stuff. Now, here's another thing. They're not stocking back any natural gas for winter usage. So everybody in the EU area, you had better be prepared for somehow, some way to stay warm this winter, because they're not putting back stocks or reserves for winter usage, because they're burning it as fast as they can to keep the electric power plants going. So that's a heads up for y'all. So you better get to thinking about doing something so you don't freeze to death this winter. Because guess what? They don't care. They don't care. And of course, everybody's heard about the Georgia Guidestones being partially blown up. It should have never been built to begin with, but that's just my feeling. Now, it has been said that this is a reminder heading to the technocrat agenda that it will go down. We will fight and it will go down. So just a heads up, people, they're already starting to fight back on that, agenda. Now here's something in America, and y'all that have your chickens, cows, any livestock, any poultry or anything, if you can, you better stock up on feed, because I'm telling you, here before long, you're not going to be able to get a hold of it. And you're going to have to learn how to quit feeding those animals all this special stuff and feed them like our ancestors did. Chickens and everything, they survived off of chopped corn. if the ancestors had it to give to them, they shucked corn and fed that to the chickens and the geese and stuff. Cows, all of them had corn. Animal feed shortages have become critical here in America. Now, one thing a lot of people don't know, that Union Pacific Railroad is a partner of WEF, the World Economic Forum. Oh yes, they're all in it, bed buddies. Now apparently Union Pacific is having severe bottlenecks. Railroads, bottlenecks, okay? And apparently they're not able to be shipping things like they're supposed to be. Well, this railroad's mostly quiet. They can be shipping many places, many things. Now they're saying that you're going to have to be careful because of this bottleneck now, that as the harvests come in, they're going to have even more trouble getting it shipped by rail. Well, around America, that's that, and semis are your fastest way to ship. And if the railroads are having troubles now, it's going to get a whole lot worse, people. So get yourself prepared and put that animal feed back and try to stay away from all that special stuff. Quit forcing chickens to lay eggs constantly. Feed them chicken scratch. They'll be fine. Believe me, all my chickens have always been raised on chicken scratch. Okay, they're saying that it's at a critical point now in shipping, and they say it's going to be even worse as the harvests start coming in, which I've warned everybody. It's really going to hit the fan come around September time, and everything is pointing towards that, and it's going to be a whole lot of stuff coming down the pike. Oh, and this one, the fear factor. I die laughing. I just can't believe that people would fall for this stuff. They're now wanting gardeners to start wearing masks in their garden because there are pollutants in your garden that can cause cardiovascular disease. Well, folks, I'm going to tell you just like it is. They're trying to keep you out of that garden. They're trying to keep you from raising your own food, and the cover-up. Guess what's fixing to start? And I hate to say it, come around September-ish time. Well, all the people that's got those jabs, you better start watching yourselves very well, because we're at that time frame coming up where, depopulation starts. And they're saying people are now dying in their garden because they're not wearing a mask because of the pollutants being released from the soil. You think I'm going to believe that? That is fear factor paranoia. They're pumping like crazy. People are starting to, it's a time frame for it to start for all those who got the jab. And, they're going to be calling it cardiovascular disease anyway because, well, that's what's being attacked. So now you're supposed to, as hot as it is, supposed to be wearing a mask in the garden. I couldn't help. I had to laugh on that one. I can't laugh now because all this other crap is just so disturbing. But just keep your eyes and ears open, people. The paranoia pump is hard and heavy working right now. And they're trying to create stuff to keep people going this way when everything's happening over there. Keep your eyes out. People start rioting in one place, see what bills and crap is being passed, because there's the clown circus in the retirement home, formerly known as the White House, is doing some ungodly stuff, and they're getting away with every bit of it. But that's part of the agenda. That's how it's supposed to happen. Okay, now here's a disturbing thing in South Africa. Now, we've all heard of rolling blackouts. Most of us have experienced them. But they're experiencing what they're calling now load reduction, which is even worse than a rolling blackout, because eventually rolling blackouts, your power pops back up. These load reduction dumps is where they just cut the power off and then they decide when it'll come back on. Nobody has any clue when it's going to happen. They don't warn anybody or nothing. And this has been going on for a while in South Africa. Thousands and thousands of chickens have been killed because of this. Massive egg incubators have gone cold, so that kills any chance of the eggs being hatched. And it's apparently getting really bad in South Africa. Oh, this is a good one now. Apparently you will start seeing even more of those anti-theft reduction little beeping things that's on, usually on clothes. No, I've seen it on the food. Well, it's going to be even more on your food. Not only is it going to keep people from stealing food, but apparently they're tracking devices. They're keeping up with what you're buying as well. So just keep your eye out on those things. Okay, now I know a lot of people's heard about the farmers in the Netherlands protesting because the Netherlands thinks it's a really good idea to shut down a little over half of all the farms. Well, of course, the farmers, thank gracious, are standing up and revolting against this idea, and they're taking it to the streets with their tractors. Well, guess what? Now the police are starting to live fire at them. And this is real ammunition. They're willing to kill their own countrymen because they're protesting the fact that farms are being shut down and people are going to starve. But it's okay to kill the farmers. Keep an eye on that, because that's going to get really heated. As it's not already, it's going to get even worse, everyone. I'm telling you, times are coming when all hell is fixing to break out, and it's going to be getting worse. Now, let's travel down to a little country we don't hear a whole lot about, New Zealand. Apparently, they're having a massive trouble getting a hold of CO2. And it's causing a lot of chickens to not be able to be processed because I guess they got to package them with CO2. But not only is it going to hit the chicken production, it's going to, they're already said, a lot of the chicken that they're used to packaging and processing, it will not be able to be processed anymore. This also hits soda. I was surprised to hear about beer and ready-made meals. So they're fixing to get really hit hard with food shortages over there, which I don't understand that one. I can understand the soda and the not really the ready-made meals, but yeah, so New Zealand, y'all keep your ears and your eyes open. Stay safe down there. Now this is what has disgusted me. Well, this is the second thing that disgusted me to no end. And this stuff is happening under people's eyes, their noses, behind their backs, right in front of their faces. London, Ontario, Canada. Canadians, you ought to be really proud of this one. The world's largest cricket production plant has been built, and it's online now. So, now it has a lot of AI. There won't be a whole lot of humans working there. Yeah, this plant is specifically only to raise crickets for human and pet consumption. Yeah, people, tasty old crickets. Because they specifically said in the article that crickets have more protein and are easier to raise than your conventional livestock and poultry, and that people can live successfully off, and pets now can live successfully off of eating crickets. Now, if that don't make your stomach turn, nothing will. Now, here's the worst part about it. They will be able to produce 2 billion crickets a year. Now, these are only going to be shipped to Canada, throughout Canada, and throughout the United States. Here's the even more disgusting fact. They are booked back for orders for the next 2 years. 2 years, people. They're already booked up. Now, Canadians, how does that make you feel? Americans ought to be outraged, bigger than hell, because, yeah, they're going to try their best to force us to eat bugs and plants. And if you don't believe me, I will have all of what I've talked about up on my MeWe page where you can read it for yourself. It's disgusting, people. Disgusting. Last but not least, we focus upon Gramps in the retirement home, who, through his disgusting son, have been getting away with way too much stuff since he's been BP. Yes, this goes back to then. And, well, Obama allowed this to happen as well. Now, since Gramps is in the retirement facility, which will probably end up being hospice care before long if he keeps up with his ways, this is when Americans should be disgusted. Excuse me a minute. About time to make me some more. Trying to stay as hydrated as possible. I'm telling you, people, this heat is brutal. Okay, now some might have heard about this, some might not have. America, we have our own, what's it called? Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This reserve is only supposed to be tapped in for the American people when we have hurricanes, floods, horrible events and stuff. This oil is supposed to be for the American people only. Well, thanks to Gramps dealing with his disgusting son and the underhanded stuff that son does, which I don't understand how he's still doing it. Well, the American people have been screwed over once again. Now, I keep seeing different numbers, and it keeps going up. Now, I know our strategic reserve, petroleum reserve, is almost empty. By the time this deal is over with, American people's not going to see anything out of this. This oil is supposed to be only for the American people. Now, we know how America is for the American people. We're down to, what was it? I think they said 700-something thousand barrels. That's not much. That's not much at all. Especially when over 260 million barrels is headed for China. Headed for China, folks. They have he has sold this oil to a Chinese-owned electric company, big corporation, who is actually run by the China Republican, whatever you call them. It's Chinese-owned, Chinese government-owned, and they're fixing to get 260 million barrels of American oil. That is supposed to be for American people. We, the people, are suffering now with these gas prices. Do you think our gas prices are going to go down? Oh, here in, August, we're going to get a gas tax holiday for a month. What I find funny about that gas tax holiday, Gramps sure did run on, building up the infrastructure of America, building it back. Well, that gas tax that we pay is supposed to go for road construction and keeping them fixed and everything. Well, if we have a holiday and we ain't paying no taxes on gas, guess what ain't gonna happen? Sorry people, it's getting hotter and the humidity is cranking up. So yep, this is the biggest load of crap I've had to talk about in a while. And like I said, I don't do it to paranoia. I do it to keep anxiety. No anxiety, people. Quit that stuff. It's not worth it. You gotta stay alive. Anxiety, being paranoid and all that stuff only cuts your life shorter. You gotta mind over matter. Take back your body. You are in control of your body, not your body in control of you. Stay strong, everyone. I don't like doing these videos, but people have to know what's going on out there, and there's a whole lot more that we're not being told yet. Of course, there's so much underdealings and backstabbing and lying, and it just continues. This government, I tell you, it's about time, y'all, for a change. These two parties have been in power for too long. We, the people, remember what our ancestors, our forefathers done. They got tired of it and they stood up. It's getting about that time, 4 months longer. Everyone, take care. Please stay safe and sound. Stay hydrated and cool in this heat. I'm fixing to get up under the canopy, get me some more to drink, because it's getting way hot. You can tell when the heat starts cranking up. Everyone, take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Just keep your head on a swivel. Please, please keep stocking those pantries. You can do it. Grow as much food as you can. It's hard in this heat wave, but you can do it. You can do it. Just gonna have to keep it watered. Work in your gardens in the morning and late in the evening. You can get it done. Ain't nothing, I don't go out in that sun. Ain't nothing that important. It'll make it until the evening. I look forward to seeing y'all each in my next video. Stay safe, stay sound, keep your head on that swivel. Stock those pantries, everyone. You got this. Believe in yourself. You're stronger than you give yourself credit. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. I forgot, I done said that several times. May you each be blessed, and I will see you soon. Take care.